So I'm starting to
Yes.
strip now. It's a nice little side gag. I mean, I'm getting good money off of it. I've made
It's
good tips.
gag is the right word for it. What?
What? Gag, gig.
You said side gag. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I'm
No
sure
one's
it's
gagging.
you said it's a nice side gag. I'm like, I'm
I need
sure.
to pick out better music though. I guess sexy back wasn't, appropriate. They're asking for something different.
Really? Sexy
Yes.
back is not an appropriate stripping
They're looking for
song?
something a little more exotic, something a little more in tune with
With a faster beat?
a
Like a
faster beat.
faster Yes, with a faster BPM. Okay.
Faster.
You yes.
I thought you said
So
fester.
no faster.
Oh, I thought you said
I said
fester.
quicker.
Quicker?
Quicker.
Okay.
So since you are
Quarters hurt.
training, huh?
Quarters hurt. Go ahead. Training?
Since you're a man who trains for marathons, do you what is your listening preference when you're training? Do you
Nice
listen
segue.
to tunes with no. I've been doing this for some time. Um
Stripping, running, go to running.
no,
Distract the
but
fish.
but seriously, because some people like to run and they listen to podcasts, you know. And some people like to listen to specific kinds of music or inspirational music or, something with a fast beat, like electronica, uh stuff
Good
like
80s
that.
pop music, the
Eight,
Bangles.
80s pop music. Hey, whatever rocks your boat, but I'm not quite sure like what your particular preference is. Do you prefer
I
podcasts? Do you prefer like audio books? Like there's a
Good.
lot of people that I know that they do audiobooks while they run.
Why?
I don't know. But I mean
Never.
it's a great way to kill two birds with one stone, especially if it's a book that you're really interested in
Two
reading.
birds, you violent thing, you.
I'm not literally killing birds unless you're like listening to I don't know, a Stephen King book or
Or To
something.
Kill a Mockingbird.
Or To Kill a Mockingbird or something like that.
Yeah, you're supposed to pick out music that's about 180 beats per minute.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And actually, if you go on Spotify, you can search that out. You can put in 180, was it BPMs?
Yeah, there's actually an app. I think it's called Rock My Run that d- if you have your device on your I think if it's connected to
There's
your
another
Apple
app too.
Watch. Huh?
There's another app that's like that too.
Yeah, where like if you have the device on you, it kind of like matches your speed and it
Well,
increases the speed of the song
well,
or
it's got a similar title to it. Yours is what? Rock My what?
rock my run.
The one I was thinking of was Rock My World. It's a way to get call girls,
N-
but that's another app altogether.
That's another app altogether. That's for another purpose. Anyway, it's time to kick off this show. You ready?
Sure.
Here we go in
Don't want to
three,
talk to me anymore, do you?
2, 1. Why am I even doing a show with you? All right, here we go. So we're in the middle of the East Texas woods. It's hot as all get out here. There's mosquitoes the size of birds. And we're looking for what exactly?
Crikey, we're looking for a skunk ape, a Bigfoot-like relative with notable odor.
Nice accent there, Steve Irwin, but we're just basically looking for Jeffy then?
I didn't say it, you did.
And you think we're on the right track?
Yes, look at the size of those tracks. And look at the way those branches are broken. Oh, do you hear that?
I also smell that too. I thought that was you. Did you have like baked beans over at the Dirty Turtle?
Shh, something's coming.
Oh boy.
Back to the hotel. Back to the hotel. Back to the hotel.
I am not staying out there. I don't care what's out there. I do not want to take a picture of it. If you want a picture of it, Ron Phillips, you're going to have to go and get it yourself. Okay.
I think he's coming for us.
He may be coming for you. It's not going to be dusty.
I hope he doesn't want good loving. He's got a
That's the
front
middle
load.
of the jungle. Yeah, that's something. See, he said it himself. Mm-hmm. Something's coming all right. There we go. Welcome, everybody. Happy Saturday. Welcome to Room 13. We are broadcasting, as we always do, from the Desert Air Motel Casino Convention Center, former Bunny Slope, respective stripper club, because one Brad Stagg said that he wanted to put a stripper pole. And so clearly, I'm sure that the Dirty Turtle is going to be the Dirty Turtle during the day, and then the Dirty Turtle at night. Because that's what he wants. I don't know. He's not hotel management, but he's the
Thank
man that
God.
funds the establishment. So if the man wants a stripper pole at the Dirty Turtle, then I guess he can pay for it himself. If you want to listen to more of our fun show, you can find us at most of our podcast platforms out there. I can talk, I guarantee you. You can find us on Spreaker, iHeart Podcasts, Google Podcasts, so on and so forth. Spreaker, Spotify, Audible. Are we on Audible?
We're on everything but that Stitcher app. Stitcher is the only one that doesn't like us.
Yeah, I don't know why.
They're playing hard to get.
Is it because I'm Spanish?
I'm Spanish. I'm 2% Spanish.
I haven't
have the-
taken a DNA test yet to find out where my heritage is. I can pretty much guess what it is.
I took my brother took the DNA test, and he gave, since I guess we're supposed to be related, we should have the same
Association,
DNA.
yeah.
Yes. My mother did not like that response when I gave it to him at Christmas. He's like, "Hey, look, it's our DNA." I'm like, "That's going with the theory that we're both related." I'm like, you know,
I'm sure your mom was like, really?
yeah. She was just
Really?
like, "Really, son of a, really."
Yep. No, also don't forget you can find us and follow us on all of our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Room 13 Radio Show, on YouTube, Room 13 Show, TikTok, Room 13 Show, Mojo50.com. We are also on WBN324.com. Our friends in the UK, hello everyone. Hope you're doing well. Good morning, afternoon, evening.
Afternoon. It's 3
Afternoon,
o'clock if you're
right?
listening to it when it drops.
Yes, true. And we're on Odyssey One simulcasting. Hello to all of our friends out there, all
Live
of
long and
our,
prosper.
fellow Trekkies and Star Wars fans, and friends of the paranormal. Which well, I'll tell you a little bit about it when we as we continue the show. And we are also, of course, on the very classic Twitter at Room 13 Show, at Rocky with an I, at the Riverfish, and that's where you can find us. Slide into our DMs, just like all of our other friends do. It's a bit of a revolving door, apparently. So I say paranormal and Odyssey, and so yes, I'm still listening to our good
here we go.
friend Robert Lamb's Seven Lamb podcast, of Seven Lamb production podcasts, and I am loving all of the sci-fi and thriller mystery stories.
She tweeted me this week. No, you didn't tweet. You texted me.
Yes.
I'm crying right now. I'm crying. I'm like, oh dear crap. This is what
And
I
I
get for having a
tweeted it, and I
female friend.
tweeted it, and I tweeted it at Robert Lamb because
Yes.
I blame him solely for me crying at 6:30 in the morning when, spoiler alert, Mark dies. As Mark is dying, I am literally like bawling, like, oh, Mark.
Just wait. It only gets worse. It gets just so much worse.
Shush.
You get attached to these characters. He writes the conversation so
Yes.
well, and you just have feelings for these characters, like the feeling I have for Ambridge. Robert, we've had this conversation already. I have never wanted to punch a character in the face like I want to punch Ambridge.
I'm
He
sorry,
is
but I
such
love Ambridge. If I had to
no.
choose who to punch, I am torn between Jay and Bree. Bree, stop asking so many questions. And if it
Okay, wait,
wasn't
wait,
for
wait.
you,
Bree, she sounds just okay. For one, the actress apparently
Mhm.
has done work in anime. She's done some anime cartoons.
Her voice sounded familiar to me. Like
No,
she definitely sounded
her voice
like
sounds like Dora the Explorer.
she definitely sounded like she's done this before, which is great, you know.
Yeah,
It's
she's if you hear her
fantastic work.
voice, go to the
Mhm.
go to the show, go find one of her episodes, and you can hear freaking Dora the Explorer. Hola, mi amigos. Hola,
Is she the
boots.
girl that was voicing Dora then?
Yes. No, 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 no. She's never actually
Or
done Dora.
similar? Okay. I
She
was
has a
gonna
similar
say.
voice inflection, similar tone, similar like
Yeah, yes, she does. Yes, she does. Very much so.
she
Very
drives me
much so.
nuts. I wish they just trip her and let the freaking zombies get her.
But that's honestly, I was like, damn it, Brie. This is all your fault, okay? It's like no
Yes.
one told you to come along.
My mom
You
is gone. She left me. She chased the dog. She's such
I
a,
don't want to give any more spoilers because for those friends of ours who are listening, is it me? Me is listening to the shows, and here we are spoiling it for
oh
him.
yeah, yeah, because he's actually tweeted a couple times about what episode he's in and where he's at, and he's commenting
Hmm.
right along. I don't know who
Hmm.
else. I think Jamie's listening. A couple other listeners are actually listening to the different shows. I don't know where
There,
they are in the
if
episodes though.
this is what the fourth week that we're talking about Seven Lamb Productions and the podcasts. So if you haven't done so already, you can find them on iHeart. You can find them on Spreaker. I use Spreaker for the most part because that's it's my main podcast provider. Um, but it's on all the major podcasts. So if you do, please make sure you like, follow, comment, tweet at him. They're very fast, very quick at responding. And I actually ended up purchasing a t-shirt.
That didn't
So
take long.
today I am wearing the Tower 4 t-shirts. Tower 4 is only on one season, but I am sure that there's some more coming. I know that they're working on it, and I'm dying to know what the heck happens next. I may have to listen to it again.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
that good. I may have to listen to it again.
if you want to engage with us on a conversation and you're like, oh, they don't do politics, don't want to talk about politics, don't want to talk about COVID because we don't talk about COVID, talk about this stuff. Get a couple episodes in and just DM at us, tweet at us. Make sure you tag Robert Lamb and Seven Lamb Productions on the tweets,
Hmm.
even if it's negative. He wants to hear it. He's a good guy.
Yes.
And engage us in
Yes.
conversation. Give us your ideas, give us your thoughts, give us your points, give us whatever
Hmm.
you got on any of these. Absolutely, they're so good. I mean, you're
They
on
are,
season
and
2 of the story.
I am in season 2 of Story, and I have 3 episodes left before I am completely caught up. I'm completely caught up on Paralyzed. I am completely caught up in End of All Hope. Um,
You haven't started movie night just yet.
I haven't started Movie Night. I haven't started Atlas Avenue Beats. And there was another one of his that I also have added
Is
that I
it
don't
Cop
think I
Doctors?
started listening to. Hmm.
Well,
I'll tell
whatever
you
you
in a
all do,
minute.
do not question. I've only listened to season 1 of Story,
Hmm.
which is that's The Walk.
That's The Walk. Yes.
Don't ask me about season 2, Stonehouse.
Season 2,
Um,
I'm not. I forbid you to listen to for reasons.
I'll go into reasons. Peek behind the curtain. It has to
Okay.
do with a couple that loses their child, and for me, that cuts way too close to home since I lost my son a couple of years ago. So I'd rather not go down that path and start reliving that type of stuff all
And
over
I
again.
would, as someone who has been listening to it, and like I said, I'm caught up. Yes, there's a creepy factor, and it kind of goes. I want to say that probably after the 5th episode, it goes into like the creepy aspect of everything else going on. But the first couple of episodes in which they're talking about the loss of their son and how it happened and how it's impacted them. It's not it's a difficult listen for someone who has had that kind of loss. So I would strongly suggest that you kind of stay away from that one.
Yeah, because we have a couple listeners who we're all in the same boat.
Mhm.
So you people know who you are.
Yes.
Stay away from that one
Stay
because
away from that. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bunch of other stuff. Do those. Skip that one.
Yes. Yes. And there's another one that you also recommended, but this one's far more it has a lot of recognizable names and Hollywood money.
Oh yeah, the production quality
The
is
production quality is outstanding because there's a lot of money behind it.
yeah.
And by a lot of money is that um season 1 and the first what 6 7 episodes of season 2 of another pod audio drama. They call them audio dramas.
Do you want to
This
tell
one's
everybody
called
what show you're talking
Blackout.
about? There you go.
This one's called Blackout. Yes, I'm getting there. It stars Rami Malek, who, if you don't recognize the name, he's the gentleman who played Freddie Mercury in the Bohemian Rhapsody Queen biopic, and he was also in the show Mr. Robot on USA. So yeah, he's a very recognizable name. And listening to the credits, there's a gentleman there who voices one of the characters. His name is Coleman Domingo. He's actually an actor that is, I don't know if he still is in Fear the Walking Dead. So these are people that, again, it's like they're recognizable
Named actors.
Hollywood name actors, Hollywood caliber actors.
Doesn't
So
mean
of
it's better.
course it doesn't mean that it's better. I don't like the time jump I don't like the time jump of Blackout. It jumps too quickly. It almost like gives me whiplash when it bounces too much back and forth.
Yeah, with
It's not like with Robert Lamb and Seven Lamb Productions, particularly with End of All Hope, in which the episodes kind of alternate. So this one episode will follow this group of people, this other episode will follow this other group of people, and and the dynamic kind of stays the same in which is the other one, in Paralyzed too. Like sometimes they take the point of view of this character, sometimes they take the point of view of this other character. But the way the Blackout is written is you have multiple characters and the bouncing back and forth. It's like, oh, it's like, okay, you're making it a little too, you're not letting me process this all that quickly.
just
But
so our
it still
listeners can
is
appreciate
good.
so our listeners can appreciate it. Blackout
Mm-hmm.
happens now or in the
Mm-hmm.
near future. There is a countrywide blackout for unknown reasons, and it's the anarchy that kind of happens without power.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a pretty good descriptive
It's yeah, I mean,
at a local level?
you and I talked to each other via text because there were like a couple of elements that, were like, really?
Oh, you
But
started reading between the lines.
because I do, because I've been pushed to think like that. But you listen to it at your own discretion. If you choose to listen to it, great. And if not, it's your choice. It's a free country. You get to decide whether you want to listen to something like that or not. I still give things kind of the benefit of the doubt because I like to believe that there's more to it. But if certain storylines, certain characteristics of a storyline keep hammering the same point over and over again, then I'm going to take an issue. I'm going to have issue with that. But I'm not going to give it away too much. But I'm addicted to audio dramas and I can't stop. Like I'm literally going like, okay, what can I listen to now? And I can
I
tell you
gave
that
you
I
a list.
definitely, yes, I definitely am a fan of like paranormal, psychological, thrillery kind of. That's always been like my favorite genre when it comes to books, movies, and even like TV shows, the rare occasion that I see a TV show. Um, and those are the kinds of audio dramas that I've been most drawn to. So I blame you solely for this, as I
You are
usually do.
welcome. You're
I
welcome.
always blame you for things.
I
So
gave
how's
you a
your
list.
week?
I got a bunch.
How's your
Oh,
week been?
let's see. I'm in a hotel right now, like legitimately in a hotel. I'm on
Yes.
assignment for the next 4 to 5 days. Almost got in trouble at the front desk. That was fun. I was
Wait, what did you do at the front desk?
I was checking in, and I haven't talked to anybody like a real person like all day, so I'm very socially pent up. I want to talk. I want to play. I want to play. I want to play. So there was this very nice young lady behind the desk, and she's frantically trying to check me in. And in her hurry, she checks me in and gives me my card. She's like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "What?" She's like, "I think I just put you in a room with another person." And I'm like, "She's like, let me fix that." I'm like, "Well, wait a minute, wait a minute. Are they hot?" And she looks at me kind of quizzically. I'm like, because if they're hot, I don't mind cuddling with someone. I'm like, it's not a big deal. I'm like, it might be a big deal to my wife. I'm like, and I'm saying this out loud. There is no, there's no filter coming out
There's
of my,
no stopping it.
there's no stopping it. And I'm just like, I don't freaking care. I'm like, if they're hot, I'm like, I don't mind cuddling. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna explain to my wife that, the hooker is, complimentary from the hotel. I'm like, but we can figure things out, not a big deal. And she's like, no, no. And she's giggling. She's like trying not to laugh. And I'm just
Hmm.
like, it's kind of nice.
Trying to maintain professionalism.
I've gotten the chocolate, I've gotten the shower cap, the shampoo, the soap, never got a hoe. So, she switched my room real quick and, ushered me out. And I'm just like, damn, that was fun. I've had other shocking things happen this week. You
Define
know,
shocking. Define shocking, Mr. Fish.
like the definition. My
Like,
wife refinishes, what's that?
like actual shocking.
Yes, my wife refinishes furniture on the side. It's her side hustle. She'll
Hmm.
go to thrift stores or, unfortunately, side of the road, and we'll pick up furniture and she'll redo it and she'll turn it for a profit. Usually, it's we buy a piece of furniture for $20, she'll sell it for 200. I think it's about the best she's done. She's done $200 to $300 profit on flipping furniture, and she took the old entertainment centers
Hmm.
where you used to put the big box TV.
Yeah. Hmm.
She took one of those, fairly large, and she made it into a coffee nook. So she could put her coffee, her coffee pot in there, her coffee mugs, a couple bags of APR coffee.
I
And
remember that one. I think that you sent me a picture of it, and it was very, very nice work.
it's
Like
really pretty. It's
really
it's
nice work.
it's like the corner piece of the kitchen. It's really nice. And on the inside, there's a what's the plug, a series of plugs on the inside to plug in the
Hmm.
coffee pot
Outlets.
and outlets. Thank you. I knew English.
You
English. I'm
can
still suffering from
English.
concussion from last week. I'm not doing well.
Hmm.
So there's this outlets, a spike for outlets.
Hmm.
And I had plugged my computer in there to charge because the coffee nook is right by the table. And I'm frantically trying to clean up my stuff. And I reach around because I'm so freaking lazy and I don't feel like moving it. There's a coffee mug tree blocking my path. So I'm reaching up and around. I'm reaching up and around trying to get to the outlets to unplug my charger. And I got my two fingers, my index finger and my thumb, on the plug itself. And I'm trying to gently pull it out without toppling over the mug tree and toppling over the coffee pot and thereby causing myself problems because my wife will yell at me and tell me I told you so. So I reach in and I got my two fingers on the plug and I'm gently pulling and it's stuck in there. And I get it out like a centimeter. And I reach my hand in there again and I get my two fingers on it and I pull it out again. And I get it another centimeter. And I'm trying to reach and it's uncomfortable and it's a tight space. And I reach my fingers in there and I grab what I thought was the plug. It wasn't. It was the prongs coming out of the plug. I
Oh,
actually felt my beard tingle on my face. It's been a while since I have been electrocuted, and I electrocuted myself pretty damn good because I felt the jolt go up my arm and I actually felt the hairs on my face kind of tingle. And I'm just like, ooh, gotta let go, gotta let go.
did that generate some follicular growth?
Vehicular?
That's
I
No,
didn't look in my pants.
follicles. As in your
Oh, follicles. Oh, I
follicles.
thought you meant something else. And I'm like,
No.
no,
Did
no, I
you
got
grow?
Blue Chew for
Did you?
that.
Did you grow new hair in places that were hairless before?
No, but my beard got fluffy. It was really nice.
Did you
So,
look like the Pink Panther when it would come out of the dryer, like a big
yes.
pink fluff ball?
So I moved the mug tree at that point, and I
Mm.
then nicely reached in like I'm supposed to, and then pulled the plug out the rest of the way. And I'm never doing that again.
I
Never,
hope you
ever,
learned your
ever.
lesson. I hope you learned your lesson.
When have I ever learned my lesson?
Never, never, but it is what it is. It's what you do. It's what you do. It's not a week without you telling me that something happened to you.
Yeah, it's usually a trip to some kind of medical professional,
Mhm.
emergency room or otherwise,
Mhm.
or
Mhm.
me being taken care of at home because I did something stupid, and
Mhm.
the wife going, I just filled
Lovely
this.
Mrs. Fish, how she has managed to keep you alive for
Yeah,
lo these many years.
fish. I just filled the first aid kit. I just filled this and it's empty already. What the? Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a regular conversation around the house.
I am sure.
So, how
Mm.
we doing on time? We could probably knock out a commercial.
We have about 2 minutes.
Oh, we should just tell people about our oh, the news. The news. Did you hear
The
about the
news
news? Our APR coffee, our Dad Joe coffee blend,
is
got extended.
still
It's still
is still
alive.
available
It's still
on
available.
the AmericanPrideRoasters.com website. So I'm very excited, very excited. Do we want to do the ad read?
Do you want
Um,
to do that part of the ad read? Or do we just want to tell them the other news? We have a
um,
sponsor for the show coming.
we are working on a sponsor. We're
Legit.
waiting to hmm?
It's legit. We
It's
actually
a
might make money.
legit sponsor. We're working out the details. We're very excited. It's definitely something that I'm personally interested in, and I would love to test the product hopefully soon, so that I can give you positive feedback on it. I'm pretty sure that it's going to be a great product, but I am not going to tell you anything else because we want to make sure that we cross our T's, dot our I's, and put the little tilde on top of the ends so that it just sounds like enye.
I mean, I found the product only because my daughters pointed out the product. They're like, "Yeah, Dad, check this out." And so,
That's usually how you stumble upon things. It's like that, or you become a victim of Instagram shopping. Have you or your daughters fallen victim to Instagram shopping?
I don't know why you asked this question. You already know the answer.
That's how I ended up with the glasses.
Because
It was because of an
I've sent you
Instagram
screenshots
commercial.
of Facebook stuff where I'm like, oh, for Tom, oh, you should buy this. I think I'm gonna get this. Oh, and you're like,
You don't
fish.
have to send me you don't have to send me screenshots because my husband already shows me. Look, hun, it's only $700. And I'm sure if he's listening to the show right now, he's laughing and saying, "Yep, that's right." Anyway, Room 13 will be back in about 2 minutes, so we'll see you after the jump.
You said a jump?
Yeah, after the jump, after the
It's
break.
like a time jump thing.
No, after the jump.
Also a good book. The time something's wife. The
Time
time.
Traveler's Wife?
Yes.
Audrey Neffenegger.
I
Neffenegger.
didn't say that word.
No. I'm trying to remember. No, I'm trying to remember. It's almost like Schwarzenegger. It has like it's a long name.
I don't pick up authors often. I read the book. It's very good.
I remember because I used to work at Borders when the book came out.
It's a good read.
It's the
You really got to
only
concentrate when you read it though, because it's all over the freaking place.
again, it's like time jump kind of thing.
Oh yeah,
That's what I
it'll
mean.
give
It's
you a
like I'm
headache.
okay. I'm okay with time jumps as long as there's a break. Like I can't have it all in. There has to be a distinction made from in between things. You know who's another author that kind of writes in a similar style to that? It's Mary Kubica.
Mm-mm.
Um, and she writes like mystery thrillers, and her books are like that, where you have one story, you get one person's side and another person's side of the story. And it
That's
kind
kind
of
of neat.
bounces back and forth, but each chapter is told or narrated from the point of view of one of the main characters. And the very first one that I read, um why do I want to say it? It was called like The Good Girl or something like that. I think it was called The Good Girl. And it was a kind of book where it kind of left you like in the air, but we're almost out of time here.
So I slipped off the stage when I was trying to do that cool thing on the pole. It was
Hmm.
really embarrassing. I mean, just so embarrassing. But I made like $50. It was pretty good.
Well, nobody told you to use freaking baby oil on the pole. That's probably why you fell.
Yeah, it was hard to get a grip. I'll do better tonight. I'll get
Clearly, baby oil. Oh, welcome back to Room 13. Hope everybody refilled their coffee mugs or whatever you're drinking at this time of the morning or afternoon, because you may be listening to us in the afternoon through any of the repeats of this broadcast here. Before we move on, we do want to remind you that this is the last week for our nonprofit of the month. For the month is West New York Heroes. Um, as we've mentioned in the past, the mission of West New York Heroes is to provide veterans and members of the armed services and widows and children of the deceased veterans with access to essential services, financial assistance, and resources to support their lives and sustain their dignity. Their grant programs are for West New York veteran residents. And this is basically anybody who resides in any of the 12 counties that make up the Western New York area. They have an annual Adopt a Hero family program during the holidays. They have Operation Backpack at the start of the school year. They have Heroes Bridge, which provides help with mortgage, rent, and utilities. They have Positive for Heroes, which provides training involving the veteran and a qualifying service dog. Um, the Adopt a Hero program, which we said provides clothing, food, and other gifts to veteran families during the holidays. Little Heroes, which is children of service personnel and veterans get assistance to participate in extracurricular activities, which is great because we're in the middle of summer and we know how costly summer camps are and after school care is. So a program like this would be perfect to relieve some of that stress and some of that um, concern about what can we do with our kids during the summer, especially if money is a little tight. And Operation Boots, or Operation BOOTS, which stands for Battle Buddies on Our Troops. So please go to their website, westnewyorkheroes.org. That's www.wnyheroes.org. Donate as little or as much as you can and help the veterans because they're there for us all the time while the rest of us are dancing in strip poles. I
Who's that?
don't know. It's
Oh,
just some person I know. I don't know.
do we have a charity of the month for next month? I know we've had a couple listeners actually text in
Hmm.
different suggestions that they thought might be suitable. I'm thinking we should probably maybe find a charity that supports poison ivy survivors. I'm not looking at anybody in particular, Holly.
Baby. But yeah, I mean, we don't have anybody lined up, but mm, I don't know if there's a calamine related nonprofit organization out there. We can definitely look into that.
Ooh, a bonfire safety organization.
Bonfire Safety Organization.
Yes, for our friend 209
Yes.
who fell
Yeah.
into a fire. I don't
Oh
know how he didn't see
God.
the fire because fire bright, and he,
It was an accident.
He keeps telling me that.
He keeps telling everyone that it was an accident, but I haven't had the chance to see him lately, so I don't know how he's doing. I hope that he's doing
I heard
better.
rumor that he was doing the whole little Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the,
Over the
and he didn't make it.
candle. Yeah, well, that wasn't a candlestick,
No,
so
no.
that's a problem.
Do you want me to do
Candlesticks
the?
okay, but
Do you want me to do the dad joke segment since we're pretty sure the ad read might get us in trouble?
yes, please, you
Oh,
do.
goody!
You're our
I-
trouble. You're our troublemaker of the two, so clearly it's
I
your
like
turn.
going to visit Beth over there in HR. It's been a while since I saw. Well, it's been a couple days. Yeah, it's been a couple
Yes,
days.
it's been a couple days. Mm-hmm.
So, our dad joke segment is sponsored by our friends at APR Coffee, AmericanPrideRoasters.com. Their password to everything is Sleepy, Sneezy, Doc, Dopey, Bashful, Grumpy, Happy, Snow White, and DC, because it has to be 8 characters long and include 1 capital. They bought an AM radio, and it took them a month to figure out they could use it at night. And they really like lightning because they think someone is taking their picture. What we're trying to say is they're not that smart, but they are geniuses at making coffee. So please go to AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com for all your handcrafted coffee needs, wants, and desires. AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
It took me back.
That's going to get us in trouble. That's going to get us in trouble. But it'll be fun. It'll be fun. I think.
No,
ooh,
anybody. There's people that's gonna get the reference.
next week, I think we should. One of us, both of us, we should take turns reading the American Pride Roasters ad read as Gold Dust.
Ooh, I'm gonna have to watch some classic Gold Dust videos in order to really get into character.
I think I could write an ad read in the Gold Dust kind of character. It could be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to get to my computer. This could be fun. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun. All right, so we have 4 dad jokes for you this week. So let's start with number 1. This is from producer extraordinaire Chris Branham of Off Track Syndicate, which you can hear on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Mojo 50.
So the male honeybee dies shortly after mating. This means that their entire life is honey, nut. Cheerio.
I love that one. I'm
Just
feeling
like
it.
that. Yes. Here's a joke from our good friend Amtrak.
Hello, this is Amtrak, host of the Tin Can Radio program, which is a weekly review of Mojo 50 Radio, and it is posted when I can get it done sometime on Sunday on various podcast platforms like Spreaker, iHeart, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. But for now, I have some jokes for the Mojo Riverfish. If you give a man a fish, you will feed him for a day. If you teach a man to fish, then he'll spend hundreds of dollars on rods and reels and lures and rattle traps and other baits and tackle box, and he'll only use that stuff twice a year. Unless you're teaching someone that loves computers to fish, and then he'll pretend to be a Nigerian prince, and he'll catch more fish than anybody else too because he uses clickbait.
Oh.
Clickbait. Here's one from our good friend Lap.
Good morning, room 13. It's your favorite little leprechaun. I have a dad joke for you. What do you call an owl who does magic tricks? Houdini. Ooh, that was bad. Hey, just a heads up, later this Saturday at 5 p.m. Eastern, Jamie and I will be hosting Ain't You a Peach on YouTube and Facebook. Hope to catch you in the chats. Peace out, my friends. Have a great show.
Ooh, Dini.
That reminds me of that. Did you see the tweet that came in earlier today?
I haven't really been on the Twitters all that much today. What did I miss?
We got accused of there's an issue going on. Apparently there's some religious nut that thinks one of us is possessed by an owl.
Why?
He just said one of us is possessed by an owl. He said, it was one of us is possessed by an owl. Do you
I'll
want to
have
know?
to. I'll have to. Yeah.
Do you
Are
want to
you gonna
know?
tell? Yes. Yes. Are you gonna tell me
You want to know? I'm
who?
waiting for you to say who. You're gonna say
Who? Who is it? Who?
There you go. Thank you.
Who?
Yeah, it just fell flat.
All right. And the last one from Knights Who Say Knee.
This is the Knights Who Say Knee. A friend of mine is very old and frail, so he needs help when he leaves the house. The other day, I had to take him to the dentist. Due to COVID-19 protocols, every person who went into the building had to have a temperature check. There was a lady and her mother in front of us, and when checked, they both had a body temperature of exactly 92.3, which seemed cold to me. Because he has a doctoral degree, I decided to ask my friend how cold was too cold for a body temperature. He responded, room.
Room temperature.
Oh,
Come on, that was funny.
it was funny.
Well, it's always a little bit different when I thought it was funny when I heard it. I was like, I thought that was funny. Anyway, of course, I knew the phone was going to ring. It always rings after the dad joke segment.
My
How
turn.
do they know? How do they know? All right, go ahead.
Hello, room 13. Watson Prunier, what is up? How is Battle for Freedom? No, that's great to hear. That's great. That's great. You have a dad joke. Okay, go ahead. Every morning you walk outside and get hit by the same bike. Every morning. It's a vicious cycle. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get it. I get it. It's a vicious cycle. Yep, because you're walking. I'm glad to hear you're walking. I'm glad to hear you started running too. Looking forward to hear your show Monday morning at 7 o'clock on mojo50.com. Talk to you soon. Bye. We gotta change that number.
Vicious cycle.
We really gotta change that number.
We gotta get a burner phone. We gotta get like a burner phone.
Maybe we
So
gotta look into that person
before-
that keeps calling me about my warranty.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I keep getting so many phone calls about that now. So my phone number is still an 631 area code. 631 is Long Island. I'm getting phone calls from that number now. I'm starting to get phone calls for student loan forgiveness from Texas, Montana, and Nevada. So I'm like, don't even know where this is coming from, but they're calling now. So how lucky am I? Anyway, before we get into the news, we want to talk about our other sponsor, Romika Designs. Go to romikadesigns.com. Romikadesigns.com. That's ROMIKA designs.com for unique, high quality laser engraved gift ideas by an American company. Have a non-company name. That's because it's an amalgamation of the first two letters of the people involved, their names. But, it sounds like a part of your mechanic insists that he has to replace after he tops off your blinker fluid. Not that that has happened to me or to you for that matter, but, it is what it is. But they have other great gift ideas for that special someone in your life. If you act now, and if you go to romikadesigns.com, use the promo code. I know how to speak English. The promo code ROOM13 at checkout, you will save 10%. So, are we ready for the news?
Sure.
Let's go.
Room 13 News, hard-hitting, compelling, trustworthy, honest and caring, with Rocky with an I and the Mojo River Fish.
Welcome to Room 13 News. I am Rocky with an I.
And I am the Riverfish.
In Katy, Texas, a woman has alerted the authorities as it appears that someone is sending celery to her home. The police say it appears she is being stalked.
A lingerie shipment was hijacked today. The thieves gave the police the slip.
And in business news, Apple has decided to cancel a line of iPads geared to children. After much deliberation, it was decided that iTouch Kids wasn't a good product name.
I love that one. I
The
am
best
so
part is you have to read it with a straight voice in order for the joke to just like get you. iTouch Kids is not a good product name.
I didn't want to say it out loud because I don't want that audio being trapped somewhere else. That's all I need is to have Chris like start playing it somewhere, or any of our other.
Any of
Right.
the other shows that will extract audio content and utilize it in
Like
in
Philip
nefarious
would use it.
purposes.
Lep would use it.
Yes, they would. Yes, they would. So let's start with stories. I saw this one, and do you remember the segment from the Muppet Show that was it was a Muppet Show, right? There was pigs in space. Pigs in space. So this one is actually yes. So this one is actually squids in space. So a Hawaiian cephalopods are being sent into outer space to help keep astronauts healthy. Yes, my friends, dozens of baby squid have been sent into space so scientists can see how they are affected by their journey. The 128 baby Hawaiian bobtail squid were sent into orbit earlier this month on a SpaceX resupply mission to the International Space Station. Scientists say that understanding how the squid cope with their journey into space could help solve health problems faced by astronauts. Researcher Jamie Foster said, as astronauts spend more and more time in space, their immune systems become what's called dysregulated. It doesn't function as well. Their immune systems don't recognize bacteria as easily and they sometimes get sick. She added, there are aspects of the immune system that just don't work properly under long duration space flights. No duh. If humans want to spend more time on the moon or Mars, we have to solve health problems to get them there safely. So University of Hawaii professor Margaret McFall Ngai, real name, who was one of Foster's teachers in the 1990s, said, we have found that the symbiosis of humans with their microbes is perturbed in microgravity, and Jamie has shown that this is true in squid. And because it's a simple system, she can get to the bottom of what's going wrong. The squid are bred at the Kewalo Marine Laboratory, which breeds the species for research around the world. The animals, which are plentiful in Hawaiian waters, grew to a length of just 7 centimeters. I don't know what that is in American length, but 7 centimeters.
Not this much.
I
This
don't
much.
know.
But yay.
That's what. Never mind. That's what I say.
It's bigger than we. Just yay.
Mm-hmm. And live just 2 to 3 months in the wild. They will be frozen for their return to Earth in July. So they're actually going to be returning soon from their trip to outer space.
Picturing the aliens from The Simpsons. Krolok and Grog, whatever their names were.
Kangankodos.
Yes. With little space helmets and little tentacles.
Yes. I absolutely love Kangankodos.
Look at the humans there.
Yes. So again, making reference to the podcast, so we're listening to a freaking end of all hope and alien invasions. I'm like, I don't think this is gonna fare very well for us. That's how a lot of sci-fi movies start, with creatures from outer space. So I'm not saying that that's what's gonna happen. I'm just saying, I don't know how this is not going to turn into a mess for humans.
Yes, we shoot squid into space. They come back down, and then didn't this happen on the Avengers, the Fantastic Four, where they get the sun's rays there, and it causes them to change and mutate, and that's shit.
That's what I mean. I'm like, this is how these apocalyptic alien films start.
Yes, we've learned it from all these different documentaries.
Yeah, Planet of the Apes. Has anybody forgotten the story of Planet of the Apes?
The cautionary tale.
It's a cautionary tale. And apparently, just history wants to repeat itself. So,
I have to make time to watch those movies.
yes, documentaries.
Yes, sorry.
Yes. So, your turn.
These items are flying off the shelves. Chocolate covered cicadas are a
No.
hit in Maryland. Some might cringe, but at one Maryland chocolate shop, 17-year-old insects are flying off the shelves. Sarah Dwyer of Chocolate Chocolates in Bethesda started coating cicadas in chocolate and selling them when the periodical Brood X emerged this spring for the first time since 2004. You keep shaking your head like that, but they're popular. They're tasty.
I'm glad that
Now,
they're popular in certain circles, but certainly not mine.
now her chocolate shop has a 10-day backlog of cicada orders. They are delicious, she says. When you combine the chocolate, the cinnamon with the nutmeg of the bugs, it really gives that holiday feeling of when you're walking around a big city and they're roasting nuts on the sidewalk. That
Mm-mm.
cinnamon smell, it's just
No.
really,
Mm-mm.
really tastes like. Dwyer said.
Mm-mm.
Dwyer and her employees gathered cicadas from a corpse of trees. A corpse of trees? Yeah.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Of trees behind their chocolate tree. The bugs are so numerous they land right on the employees. Oh,
Copse.
they're
It's a
hacking.
copse of trees.
A copse of trees?
Yes.
I thought it said corpse.
No,
Eh.
there's no R there. Copse of trees.
Oh well. We don't need to really muddle a good story with facts. The cicadas are then put in a paper bag and placed in the freezer where the cold temperature puts them into a deep sleep before they die. She then
No.
boils the cicadas to clean them and crisp them in an air fryer.
No.
No? We're still not doing
No.
this one. Okay.
Mm-mm.
Once the cicadas, I can't wait till you get to your Amazon package this week. Once the cicadas have been fried, Dwyer says,
You did not.
I might have. Dwyer sprinkles them with either cinnamon or savory Old Bay seasoning. And
No.
it's ready to be covered with chocolate. I did go to pastry school in Paris to learn my dipping techniques. There's a dipping technique?
Mm-hmm.
I learned it when I was 4 years old with my first Chips Ahoy. You don't put your fingers in the milk. That's nasty. I did go to Paris to learn my dipping technique. I'm pretty sure no one thought I would go to be using it on cicadas. Truer words have never been spoken. For Dwyer, this is a chance for consumers to become more familiar with a type of protein she thinks will be a lot more popular by the next time the cicadas start to sing again. There's not enough protein to go around, and I really do think that in 2038, people will not think twice about eating bugs at all.
Mm-mm.
Are you Sam I Am in this whole situation?
I
would
will
not,
not.
could not in a box. I would not, could not with a fox.
That's
I
right.
would not, could not with Brad Staggs. I would not, could not. No.
Mm-mm. Nope. Absolutely not. Not even if Brad Staggs was there feeding me chocolate covered cicadas.
Mm.
I have to draw the line somewhere. I'm sorry. The insanity must end.
Are we going to do the obvious segue to the I sense a new market for APR coffee?
Yes. Yes.
Great
yes.
segue. Has nothing to do with icky cicadas.
Yes. No, let's wash down the horrible taste of whatever chocolate covered cicadas will taste like with some APR coffee. I found this article to be extremely interesting because we're always helping our friends DM and our friends over American Pride Roasters Coffee. Because apparently there's a coffee shortage impacting a major city in Texas, and why maybe your hometown could be next. So for months, there have been rumors of a coffee shortage. Sadly, for one U.S. city, it's officially hit. A master roaster there says, for now, suppliers are eating extra costs of coffee beans just to keep the coffee flowing. But prices may soon go up, and your favorite latte could taste a little different if you order it in some parts of the country this summer. Local news station KXAN reports that a coffee shortage is affecting the city of Austin, Texas. My friend Sully lives in Austin. This weekend, Starbucks even issued a notice to its app users in the city advising that in Starbucks locations like inside Austin Bergstrom International Airport, some items are temporarily unavailable. Coffee shortage is also hitting some roasters who distribute to local Austin cafes. Mozart's coffee roasters master roaster Jack Ranstrom, apparently that's a real title, told the news station that his company is doing its best to keep prices at the points customers want, but it's costing them in a serious way. Mozart's owner said they're paying about $15,000 more per week for coffee. So far, they're absorbing those costs so customers can still enjoy their beverages for the same price. The news station says the cost of to consumers may come in a different form. It just may have a slightly different taste than Randstrom said most people probably won't notice. If you're thinking, not notice, are you kidding? Well, we can't disagree, but it's tough to pin the blame on any one source, and it's all part of a bigger international supply chain issue. And you know what? It's interesting because I want to say that I recall DM saying something along the lines of there were having issues getting the coffee beans that they needed in order to make the coffees that he usually has. I don't know
Yeah,
if you've noticed, but there's a lot of the newer variations or varietals that American Pride Roasters is offering is blends. Because our Room 13 dad joke is a blend of 2 coffee beans.
Yeah, he mentioned last time I talked to him a couple weeks ago, he's like, expect coffee to go up. He's like, he's getting ready for it.
Yeah. So it's serious. Like, I know that we always bring these stories to kind of lighten the mood and things like that, but everything is going up, and unfortunately, our very essential cup of coffee is going to be going up. So I'm almost expecting a lot of people not necessarily turning away from coffee, but trying to find an alternative to it. I know that some people will drink chicory. I don't think I've ever tried chicory, or they'll do like their own chicory coffee blends.
What the hey is chicory?
I think it's a type of
I thought that's a lyric from Mary Poppins. Chicory, chicory, chiroo.
No, not quite. Look it up. But I have heard of it. Chicory, I'm doing a quick Google search while I'm in the middle of the show. Thanks a lot.
You can tell me after the show.
Actually, Community Coffee has chicory. So there's a lot of company Cafe du Monde coffee with chicory. Chicory is a flowering plant in the dandelion family that is characterized by a tough, hairy stem, light purple flowers, and leaves that are commonly used in salads. Chicory coffee tastes similar to coffee, but has a flavor that's often described as slightly woody and nutty. So there you go.
Woody and nutty.
Mhm.
That's not something I want to have in my mouth.
Well, kind of like coffee, depending on which coffee bean and how it's roasted, it'll taste kind of like that. But yeah, I mean, definitely keep an eye out for that. They also say that there's a lack of shipping containers lately, which makes already cumbersome logistics even worse. So it appears that it doesn't matter what you try to do, the price of coffee is going to go up, and do expect there to be some coffee shortages. So stock up now. You know, my recommendation is to you.
AmericanPrideRoasters.com, AmericanPrideRoasters.com.
Buy as much American Pride Roasters coffee as you can and save it. And because they're in vacuum sealed bags, those puppies are going to stay fresh for some time. Plus, you can also stick them in the deep freezer. Or ask DM to see what he says about how to extend the life of your coffee. Anyway, here we are at the end of our show. Thank you so much for tagging along with us this Saturday morning. We hope everybody has a great weekend. Say goodnight, fish.
Look what I can do with the stripper pole. Look what I can do with the stripper pole now.
Oh, dear Lord, watch out.
Look, no hands. I'm waving. I'm not even using my hands.
You're still here? It's over. Go home. Go.
Listen to Ferris. Go home.
Damn it, I wanted to do the sex doll story. That was my next one.
Save it for next week.
Oh,
Have a
someone's gonna
great
find it.
weekend, everybody. Bye.